Thank you, Elaine. We are recording. Hello and welcome to your your job grocery list ingredients for finding a good fit. So I just want to highlight that the last couple of these transition skill building activities have been very like forward, like we got to get a resume, we got to get work with AI, we got to do these cover letters, and they were really good. If you haven't seen them, we have the recordings. Please let us know. But if you were there, like they are wonderful and they're very forward thinking. But I want to take this workshop and just kind of like slow down a minute. I don't know about y'all, but when I was not ready to leave this job, I didn't want to leave this job. I had no interest in leaving it. And so it's kind of like forced on all of us and the time to like think and ponder about what do I actually want to do? What do I even like? Like, am I even enjoying what I want or what I'm doing? Those next steps. I mean, we haven't had really time to think about it and ponder it. We're just kind of very thrust and like, oh no, emergency. You got to find a new job now. Scramble, scramble. So maybe y'all have been starting to do some of that kind of thinking. I know I have a little bit begrudgingly and with a lot of angry angry emotions. But today we're going to take a little bit of space and we're going to just kind of reflect on what we're doing now, who we are now, and then what we want in these future jobs. Will those jobs be available? I don't know. But it'll be a moment for us to like really sit and reflect. And I feel like something that I personally have not been able to do in this transition. And it's always a nice moment to just kind of like calm and like, who am I? What do I actually want? So we're going to frame this. This is a style I used to do in my early 20s when I was looking for what kind of person I wanted to be when I grew up, what kind of relationship I wanted, and what kind of job I wanted. Me and my friends called it the 7 7s. So we're going to do 7 lists with 7 items each. So the things you're going to need today is literally just something to write with and something to write on. And if you want to do it on like your computer, on like a notes app or anything like that, totally fine. On your phone, don't matter. Most of these lists are going to be on this paper. The first one is not because it's a little bit more of a lighthearted, goofy one to start. And so that one we're going to use the Mentimeter, which is where you'll get a little link here in a second. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. The very first one on this list of 7 7s is our first question we're going to write down 7 things that make us happy. And this is all individual to you, but I want you all to use this Mentimeter. And all you got to do is you go to menti.com and it'll be like, what code? And you'll enter in this code right here. And then from there, you'll be able to just have like a text box. And we're going to enter in one at a time the 7 things we like. And then they'll kind of pop up in this cool word cloud. And I have a sneaking suspicion that what brings a lot of us happiness is probably going to be the same thing. And I'm excited to see what the biggest word one is. So I'll wait till I see everyone kind of working on it. And then I'll shrink screen because I want to enter in my happy things as well. All right. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment. And we'll see these things come on in. Uh-oh.
I scanned your QR code and it brought up a different question.
Yeah, I'm seeing that too.
Okay. I was like, wait.
Ooh. One sec. Let me see if I can work on this in the back end. All right. Try Menti. We'll put the chat back in it. Dang it. I even tested this morning. Sorry, y'all.
Can you put the QR code back up real quick?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect.
I only see 3 slots. Should we just put 3 of our 7 words?
You can start with 3. Oh, man. I really dropped the ball on my Menti use today, you guys. I'm sorry. Here's the QR code. Let me see if I can get more than 3 in there. Start with your 3. You can write your other ones down, and we'll see if I can enter them here in a minute. Dang, I guess we're just doing 3. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, dang, that was going to be more impactful with 7, but we'll go with 3. Did everyone get the Mentimeter? Very nice. I'm going to stop share and we'll open up our looks. I like this diverseness. I'm really enjoying it. So sunshine and dogs are our two biggest one, which makes me very happy to see because I also like both of those things. We also got giggles, outdoors, traveling, friends, smartness, happy, my kids, my child. Ooh, we'll put those together. Those are one. Traveling is big. My animals, we'll lump them with pets. Oh, pets, pets, pets. I see it everywhere. Wagging tails, quality time, my plants, outdoors, cooking, another travel one. Those ones go together. Outdoors, my friends, your partner, nature, family, quality time. Oh, these are lovely. So you can write down your own 7. This is a list just for you and to remind yourself along the way of like things that make you happy, especially with things kind of being rough right now. We forget. And so sometimes, especially on really hard mornings, like I have 2 mornings in my week that are more of a bummer than the rest. And I'll lay in bed when I'm waking up and I try to do like 10 things that like I'm thankful for, 10 things that make me happy, just so I can like have the gusto to get through the day. And I encourage you guys to keep a list and generate one with your family. This is absolutely wonderful. Thank you guys so much. That was list number 1. I'm going to go ahead and screen share. Oh, I already am. I'm going to screen share again. Very nice. So first one, just real easy start is things that make you happy. I'm not even in presenter mode. The next ones are going to be on your true list. And so I want you to write, 1 through 7 on a new slot. You can do columns, you can do new pages, whatever you'd like, new sticky notes, freestyle. And these next ones we're going to do, I'm not going to use tech because apparently I'm not very good at that on this Thursday afternoon. We're just going to write our lists and then we're just going to open it up. I'm going to take the screen share off and we're just going to kind of share as you would like. And this is just a moment for us to like slow down and like think about it. And like, you can either think just to yourself and like make notes to yourself. You can share out in the chat. You can unmute and share. I will do my best to share out at least a couple of mine from each time to kind of like set the tone. But I will leave a gap of time. I know some people need to think about what they want to share. I know sometimes people just need to like get the courage to speak out loud, and that's fine. So I'll have a couple pauses and they'll be uncomfortable, but don't worry, we're all safe here. So my next question for you is we're going to make a list. This is more of a self-reflection on like us, and it'll build up to career, I promise. Is I want you to write 7 words that your friends, family, and coworkers would use to describe you. And Aileen and I were talking about this when we first started of like, oh, we should have like put the word positive there and like positive words used to describe me. And we're like, no, because like some negative things are important to know about ourselves as well. Like if you're not very punctual and your friends would say, oh, she's always late, I'm probably not going to take a job that has a 45-minute commute because I'm going to be like 2 hours late. And so ideally more positive than negative, but if you got a couple negative ones on there, that's really good to know as well. So take a couple minutes in quiet. I'm going to write my list too. I have no idea how long any of this will take. So as you're ready, give me a thumbs up and I'll kind of get a little feed to the room. No rush, by the way. Take as long as you need to. Janelle, I will give you two options here. You can either stick with the rock solid 5 teams or 5 things, or you can stretch and try to get those 7 things. Dealer's choice. I feel like we grow up and I think we're all adults here. We like have rock solid things that we're like, I know this about myself. And they tend to be just like handful. And like past that, we're like, wait, All right, feel free to keep finishing up. I forgot to ask an earlier question. What's everyone drinking? I had you all go get beverages and then didn't ask any questions about it. I will start, Ponder, in this little mug, and it's a Paul Bunyan mug because my little boys for Halloween like 3 years ago were like they were Paul Bunyan and Babe, the Blue Ox, by their choice. Like Trevor wanted to be it, so he had like a little knit beard. It's very cute. I'll share him. I had like Carter had a little onesie. He was like 2 years old and like this like little Babe, the Blue Ox costume. But inside of it, I have um a chocolate milk I borrowed from my kids that I will not return, and it's gonna be very good.
I'm just drinking coffee. I need it. I'm so tired today. It's Thursday, right? And
Thursday.
it's so hot. I'm sitting outside and it is so hot. I'm like, why did I just choose to sit out here? I'm roasting.
Is it like muggy? Because like yesterday it was like so sticky here on the west side, and so what's
Yeah.
it like over there?
It's not necessarily muggy, but it's really hazy here on the east side. We've got lots of smoke in our area and it's just hot. It's just a dry, hot heat over here.
How do you take your coffee?
Iced.
Nice.
And yeah, and it's actually cold brew. You get it from the store, cold brew, and then just there's some ice and then some creamer in there. That's it.
I
Yeah,
love that.
I
True
know.
classic coffee.
So good. I know. Taste your coffee, right? I don't want a bunch of sugar.
Young me did. Old me likes the connoisseur of the coffee. Thanks for sharing, Amanda. Who else would
Yeah.
like to share beverages? Mega has water, 97 muggy. Ugh. Water, water, water. Good for y'all.
I'm drinking water too, but I will say I just finished some watermelon and there was like a little bit of juice at the bottom. And so that was like very nice.
Yes. I cut up a pineapple the other day and had the same deal, like that, just like you're cutting words all juicy and you just throw it in some water. Mm.
I'm having sparkling water because I need a little bubbles this afternoon.
What's your flavor?
Orange right now,
Classic.
Mandarin to be
Oh,
specific.
I dig it. I like 4 or 5 years ago, I've been like sparkling water. That's stupid. Now I have like one a day minimum, if not more. Like they're just so refreshing and like just so nice and cold and like a treat that's not a treat. Like it's great. Janelle's also drinking water. Oh, if you're fancy drinking your thermos on the kitchen counter, if that's not Thursday energy, I don't know what is. The other day, I put a cup of coffee on top of my car and I did not drive away. I was like, oh, and I remembered it and grabbed it. Even when I was putting it up there, I'm like, this is a foolish choice. All right, more beverages if you'd like. I'll make 1 or 2 more. Lemon water in. Ooh, with your right on the edge lemons. Thank you, Jennifer. Very nice. So on list number 2, it sounds like a lot of people were kind of stuck on them. Like 5 things came easy to them, and that 6, 7 were kind of a little bit more. Hillary, I like your pho. That totally counts. Pho broth. It's like savory tea. I'm super into it. And so I'm going to open up this up to, you don't have to share all 7 of yours, or just like 1 or 2, like maybe caught you off guard, or one that you feel really strongly about, or one that people might think of you, but you don't necessarily think of yourself. So just kind of any like wallowing thoughts you have about any of these. Go ahead and share. I had several here. I did put tardy on here. I don't know if you've noticed. I'm not terribly tardy, but I'm a little tardy. And so I had that one on here for sure. I'm getting better. I married someone who's like hyper punctual. And so like collectively we're just a little bit late now. And then I also, on my very last one, my top 3 were like more like fun, woohoo, but my bottom one's got a little bit more like the meat of who I am. And I think the one that I think people would really support or share of me, especially my family, is very supportive, like to support and like help and like be there for people. And I like that about myself. So who else would like to share?
I can share because I also had supportive at the top of my list, and compassionate. But then creative is something that resonates with me. But even more so is nerdy. I am like a super nerd, and I mean it probably makes sense because I am, really wild about pears, and I just can really nerd out on some stuff that's pretty boring and not fun for a lot of people, but I think it's great.
Are you talking about work pairs or like eating pairs?
Both. No, I'm talking about work pairs.
Work pairs. Okay, that's touching into crazy, not past nerdy. I was like, I'm
Yeah, like
really into
super
it.
nerd. Yeah. But any of my hobbies I get really involved in, and yeah.
I love that. That's great. Thank you, Amber. Oh my gosh, my chat box super full. Talk about the pho, yeah. Is that about my tardiness, Caitlin? We call it island time at my house. My stepdad is a half Native American and they call it Indian time. I get it. A community partner told me today that I'm dependable, organized, and a team player. For a partner to do that or to say that, that's awesome. That's a good one. Thank you, Micah. What's LLAP?
Live long and prosper.
Oh, that's a reference to the nerds. You guys nerds can hang out. I'll put
Yes,
a
we
link
are
out here for you.
mutually nerdy. That's one of the best things about Amber. And she became my supervisor, and it's all about the Star Trek. It is like made in heaven perfect.
That makes me very happy. It's always nice to those people meet too. And then Chris, I see caring. Proactive is a great word. Yeah, and stable. Oof, I love that. Thoughtful for Caitlin, thoughtful, organized, open-minded. I love those. Yay. All right, we're moving on to list number 3. You can do a new list or just do a line and right next to your other ones. This one is 7 words of how you would like to be described. So not necessarily who you are, but like any like reach things of like, I would like to do that, or I'm not quite there yet, but I would like to be, or maybe people don't see that about me and I'd like them to. And so I'd like to emphasize that. 7 things you would like to be described as. Dang, I'm hitting the 5 wall this time. All right, again, take your time to give me a thumbs up so I get a read of the room if you're done.
I'm gonna give a thumbs up, but I'm stuck on 4, so I'm like, that's good enough.
Just crossed off my last one. I'm like, I actually don't want that one. So I'm back. I take my thumbs back. As we do these lists, though, notice which list you struggle with and kind of reflect on why, maybe. And yes, Micah, they get a little progressively harder as they go. I started off easy. Hello and welcome, Lori. I'm going to give you a quick rundown where we're at. We're making lists and we're on list number 3. And so I'm going to put you on a speed run for this one. I'm not going to screen share. I'm just going to tell you what it is. We're doing 7 lists of 7s, 7, 7. And so we're on list number 3. And so on this one, you need to list 7 words of how you would like to be described. When someone says, oh, that Lori gal, she's, boom, I want 7 things of what you want. Doesn't have to be real, doesn't have to be like accurate, but like what you want. Who do you want to be? Good luck. You got a couple minutes. And everyone but Lori, thumbs up again. I had my head down doing my own list if you're ready. Okay. Cool. Tricking you guys at this one. I like it. 4. I'll give everyone about 1 more minute, and then maybe as we talk and share out, like you can be like a couple others will come under your belt. But I may ask you both, Eileen and Micah, to share of what. Actually, I'm going to ask you right now so you can ponder before you have to answer. Is it 4 because you are already described like the ways you want, or is it 4 because you're not sure what else you'd like to be described as? Oh, this is great. Caitlin's in there too. We'll all wallow. All right, I'm opening up then. We're doing it. So, Lori, keep working. You're fine. So, it sounds like we're going to share both this list and then maybe kind of like talk about and massage like why was this list a little bit shorter and like what ways and why. So I can start. This one was more difficult for me as well. But I did have a couple things on there. My number one always is I want people to think I'm smart. That's been like a holdup of my whole life. If I get a lot of like identity from that, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not, or if that's just a thing, but I want people to think I'm smart. And I've had that compliment like once or twice in my life, and I still am just glowing from it like years later. So smart's a really good one. And the other one that really stood out to me was safe. I want people to know that I'm safe and like, oh, well, it's physically, emotionally, intellectually, because I'm so smart, safe. Those are my 2 of 7. So feel free to share either some on your list or how and why you struggled with it. Or maybe not even struggled with this list. Maybe you're just like, nope, 4 was it. Wallow with me. Go for it.
I'll share. So one of mine is I put witty. I want people. I feel like I am not at all. Like, people were like Maddie is a good example where you'll be like talking about stuff and then Maddie will just like throw a pun out there. And I'm like, how did you even come up with that? Like, how did your brain make that connection? I'm always so impressed when people do that. And I'm like, I don't feel like I'm that way. So that's like aspirational for me. I'm like, I wish that my brain could be like, boom, funny thing that happened after somebody said something, or that's one of the things that I wish that I had. Some
I love
wits.
that. That was great. Thank you, Eileen.
On a similar note to Eileen, I wrote quicker thinker because oftentimes I don't have a response to something if I'm thrown a little off guard, or just those quick witty responses or jokes. Like Hillary tells jokes all the time. She's got like a catalog of jokes in her brain, and I'm like, I can't even tell you one joke. So wish I was known as a quicker thinker.
I can tell you a joke. I got one at my food access and equity meeting yesterday. It's an old one, but I could tell it again if we have a minute for a joke. Okay, so
Always time for a
this
joke.
guy's driving down the road and there's 3 penguins in his car, and the cop sees him and he pulls him over and he's like, "Sir, you can't have penguins in your car. You need to take them back to the zoo." So the guy leaves. Next day, the cop sees him again with these penguins in his car, but now they're wearing sunglasses and hats. And he's like, "Sir, I told you yesterday, take these penguins back to the zoo." And he's like, "I did take them to the zoo, and today we're going to the beach."
Oh, that's cute. That's very cute.
Thank you.
What kind of meetings are you going to? I'm not having any penguin conversations
We-
in my meetings.
You gotta have them fun. I like to leave people laughing, even though everything is awful. Like, you still gotta have fun.
It's awful. Thank you, Hillary. That was lovely. Open it back up to the list. You can talk about the list itself, the words on it, or another penguin joke. Only penguin jokes, though.
I put inspirational and safe as well, which is interesting. So that's funny because that's a big one for me. I like to feel safe. And so I think I try to create that. So I would want people to hopefully see that and know that about me, and that would be a word they would describe me as. But inspirational too, because I want to be an inspiration to somebody. I don't really care how, I just want to be it, right?
I love that. And I don't think you get to choose. I think other people get to be like, they're going to be inspired just by you, and whatever way they need to be inspired by you is going to just come from that. I love that.
Right. And I have to jump off a little early because I have to take my daughter to cheer, just so you guys know. So
Totally fine. I can
Okay.
send you directly the rest of the questions if you want, or you can watch the recording later. Your choice.
perfect. Sounds good. Thank you, Maddie.
I will take one more share, or also you could just wallow with like maybe why was this question a little bit more challenging for you? Also an option.
So I put down on my list the word soft. And what I meant by that was like a soft tone in my voice. I love Janelle's tone that she has in her voice. Is just so caring and soft. So yeah.
Agreed. Janelle, when we came to the site visit with you, that's something we all talked about. It's like, I just want Janelle to like talk to me all the time, always.
You guys are so sweet. You know what though? It makes me think of the first nutrition lesson I did. It was with a lady. I was really intimidated because she studied like nutrition education for kids, and then she changed and went into being a kindergarten teacher. Well, she went into teaching. Anyways, I go in to do my lesson, and at the end, she hands me a gavel and she says, "You're gonna need this because you're a little too quiet." So that's what it makes me think of. She was in a nice way. That sounds maybe harsh, but she did it in a compassionate way. But yeah,
That's funny. You're gonna
thank you
need
though,
it.
Chris.
I love that. Thank y'all. All right, I'm going to screen share again. We're going to go on to our next question, number 4 of our 7 sevens. Oh, wrong one. All right. And then our next question is list number 4. I want you to write down, maybe this one might be easier, maybe more difficult. 7 things you feel passionately about. And this can be personally or professionally. Sometimes they overlap, sometimes they're super different. 7 things you feel passionately about. I mean, thumbs up where you're at. I see some squish faces and some thumbs up. Give you about another minute. Very impressed with the number of penguin jokes coming in, Hillary. I appreciate it. All right, I'm going to open the floor. I'm going to stop the screen share. Share 1, 2, 7 things you feel passionately about, how you thought about this question, what this brought up in you, etc. I'll start off just to set a tone because some people like that. I have a whole bunch. This one was easier for me to fill out than the last one. But one that made me like snort laugh to myself is public transportation. Like I am upset about that all the time. And I'll play like the 7 degrees of public transportation with my husband. I'm like, "Oh, you were upset about this? Well, here, let me connect it to how having better public transportation would alleviate that problem." And so that was number 5. It took me a while to get there, but I didn't even know I was that public or passionate about public transportation, but apparently I very much am. And then one that I felt really soft in my heart is I had one that was just about human connection, relationships, like building relationships with people is really important to me. And then also like this one, it's framed through coaching. I love youth sports and youth coaching, but it's really just like safe child engagement and like safe child play and like learning through play. Huge, super into that. Who else would like to share?
Food was my number 1 on my list because the first thing I think of and how wonderful it is to have it, and I don't take it for granted. We were walking to the restaurant to have lunch today, and I'm like, oh, there were like pears and apples all over the ground. And I'm like, how could people waste all this food? Glean this before it goes bad. It really bugs me. And then I'm just gonna share 2, movies, because I am that nerd. I'm like walking IMDb, and I do love movies. We went to Scarecrow Video yesterday and got like a bunch of actual DVDs to put in the movie player and to watch because it's important. And there's like the list of movies that my mom shared with me. There's important viewing that my partner should see. So, and then agency, because just having your own agency, being able to do your own thing and having a say in your future is like super huge and important.
Well said. All the above. Love that. Thank you, Hillary. I can go. So when you said this, the first thing I thought about, and my whole family would agree with this, is cleanliness. Like I hate mess. I It drives me crazy if someone I don't mind messes being made as long as they're cleaned up. And it just absolutely drives me crazy if people do not clean up after themselves. And that is the minute you said that is the first thing that popped into my head. And I like things orderly and organized. So next one I had to laugh because carbohydrates. This drives me crazy when people say they're going carb free. And I'm like, do you not eat fruits and vegetables? It's like, oh, that drives me crazy. Preach. Those are wonderful, Lori. Those made me laugh, and I agree. Well said. I am disappointed. I couldn't find any soap, mop, broom reactions. Very disappointed. No bubbles, nothing. Golden rule, yes. My number 7 is potatoes. That tracks for you, Eileen. Oh, penguin, that's cute. I'll open it up for one more, and then just me before one more person goes. Thumbs up, thumb down. Was this one easier, less difficult? Where was this on the rail of last time? Yeah, we tend to know our passions. Yeah. All right, I'll open it for one more sideways. Yeah, fair. One more person want to share? 1, 2, all the above.
I'll share again. This might be a hot take, but I'm really absolutely against buying new clothes because I think there are so many clothes in the world. And so I made this pact with myself that I wasn't going to buy any new clothes for a year, but it's been over a year. I buy new underwear and new socks. Let me just put that out there.
Clarifier.
But otherwise, anything that you see me wearing came from someone else's closet at some point in time because there's too much. There's too much in the world. And I try not to harp on my kids too much because, they're teenagers and young adults and
Trying to find their style, and I
Yeah.
understand what like, but no, I love that. I have been trying to do better. I'm not as good as that yet, but I have been trying to segue that. Love that. Yes. Thank you, Amber. All right, beautiful. This was, we got one more in the chat. I love that. Another one I wrote was Earth should be preserved. Yep. Environment was on mine as well. Really big one. All right, we have our next list. So this was the first 4 were more about like you and like getting to like the grounding of like who you are. These next 3 are job specific. And so we're kind of getting a little bit more in the direction of like, okay, now that I know who and what I am a little bit better, not that you didn't know before, but just a moment to like reflect on it. Now we're going to move into like more career things. So list number 5 is 7 things your next job needs to have. An example for this one is I was lucky enough to buy a house a couple years ago, and me and my husband had a need to have and we had a like to have. And so what are those things that you absolutely need to have in your job? It could be tangible things, it could be philosophical things, could be like work-life balance things. What do you need in your next job? 7 things, go. I do want to highlight, try not to do like negative things like no micromanaging. Try to have like the positive things. We'll get to the no's later, I promise. One was easier for me. Give me a thumbs up. How you guys doing? Okay, give me about another minute. All right. Go ahead and do list number 5, needs. I feel compelled to shell out all 7 of mine with you because I think I don't know. I'm worried. I'm struggling with my needs in this job market right now. So my 7 is I need it to be remote or mostly remote. I can't go back to the office full time. Like I just can't. Like I can't do it. Number 2 is I need it to be ethical. I need it to have like a purpose that like I align with. Like I can't go into the corporate world and just do it. Like we got to make more money. We got to hit more numbers. Like it has to be on purpose. I do need it well paid enough that I can at least maintain this life with trajectory to like match cost living. I don't need much more than this life, but I need at least meet these minimums. I need it to be able to like do kid stuff. I got 2 kids. I want to like coach. I want to go to like volunteer at school. Like I want to do some stuff. I also need time to rest slash be free. Um, yeah, just however that looks and feels with that. The last one is I need understanding slash human management. None of these like weird expectations that are just gotta be here for no reason. And then very practical, I need healthcare. Who else would like to share? What y'all need?
I'll share one. My list is very similar to yours, Maddie, but one thing that I really enjoy is being on a team. Working on a team and collaborating is like one of the greatest joys of having a job for me. And so that's on my list as well.
And you're all hiring. Eileen's great to collaborate on a team with. 10 out of 10 would hire her. I see a couple in the chat saying similar. Yeah.
Flexibility, because that's one of the best parts is being left alone to your own devices. Because I get a lot done without somebody hovering, and benefits, obviously, and you need the salary because you need to survive, and not just survive but thrive. And well, I put good coworkers and colleagues. I feel like that's like working on the team. Like you gotta have people. They have big shoes to fill after working here, I will say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good to see everybody. And then I put location, location, location. I really don't want to have to drive and get on the 405 and everything every day if I can help it, because that would be terrible. And then stable funding, because come on, we need something that's still going to be there. I mean, that's kind of important right now. And a clearly defined mission. So,
Ooh, I like that last one too.
yeah.
That's great. Thank you, Hillary. Anyone have 1 or 2 more they want to throw out that are, I feel like vibes are very similar, which is nice. I'll open up for like 1 or 2 more words.
I've had almost everything someone has said, but I also put time off. Like we get great time off here.
Oh,
So going to
great.
2 weeks a year, that's not gonna work for me.
Hmm. And like super micromanage sick time. Like, no, I can't do that. Can't do that. All right. And then I got in the chat, I got healthcare, flexible schedule-ish. Yeah, I'm here to flex. Go to kids' school things, decent time off, kind boss, purpose, local to me, remote, not moving, and good work atmosphere. Yep. Feel like we're all on very similar pages, which is I feel like very reasonable asks. All right, I didn't stop sharing, so you guys couldn't even look at each other. Sorry. We're gonna go to number 6. I'll stop sharing this next one. Number 6 is this is a step down of things you would like to have. That like I don't have to have that, but I would like it if it was an option. 7 things. All right, just for time wise, like we have about 1 more minute. All right, coming into the like to haves, I will share a couple from mine to start off. I would love to have some retirement matching, but I know that that's kind of like really high lofty, but that would be cool. I would also really like to have like free professional development or like the free like tuition reimbursement. I think that'd be a cool opportunity. And then I like to travel sometimes, so having like travel opportunities. I'll open it up to the rest of y'all.
I'll share one that I wrote that I feel like I've been hearing with more newer companies is a company-wide closure or breaks for everyone. Lots of studies thinking, everyone needs the time to just rest. Rest is actually, we all know this is actually very helpful and makes us more what's the word I'm looking for?
Productive?
Productive. I was gonna say
Yeah.
progressive, but that didn't seem right. Um,
I'll have to look at the research
yes.
on that one.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that it just, I think thinking on a broader scale of that too, like it really like sets a nice tone of like the value of your employees and the value of seeing people as people. So that would be great.
I love that. Especially like the whole company at the same time, because I feel bad when like I take leave and I'm like, sorry team, you gotta like take over my stuff for a little bit. And so yeah, having everyone just like everyone takes a break. That's cool.
I will go right after Caitlin because mine kind of follows that. So in European countries, you get like I think it's like a 2 week extra pay for vacation. And so I would be on board with that. I mean, it's not a must have, but if a company had that,
Agreed. Second that opinion. I'll take one-ish more.
I also put travel opportunities, and a company car. I need a new car and I don't want to buy one. So I would really like a company car. However, that doesn't really go with the list that I have of my must-haves and the kind of employment that I would likely go for, which would, all be going towards a good cause. And, they really wouldn't be fiscally responsible to buy me a new car, instead of putting the money elsewhere. So
I love that. Fully remote and company car. But I have heard of places that do like if you're gonna travel, they'll like give you like a card, like here, take this one and just go do your stuff. And I'll take that. I'm down with that.
That's what I put because I put that too in like hybrid. But instead of putting all the miles in our car, if they let you drive the
Here and
company
here.
car, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Well said. All right, last one. I wasn't 100% sure how to pace this. I don't like I'm just a couple minutes off, but we'll do it anyway. Our last list is what are things you absolutely do not want? I will not stand for it in this next job. 7 things. Go for it. one was easy for me. Very passionate about things I don't want. For time, I'll give you guys out 30 more seconds. If your list is not complete, my apologies for my couple minutes off on timing.
I have a question for y'all because I don't know how to put this in words, but have you heard of jobs where like you get paid based on like how well you complete a task, right? It'd
Like
be like,
commission?
here's a project. Yeah, commission based. I don't want that. Ugh.
Got you. You're very welcome, because I don't want that either. All right. Feel free to finish up, and I can finish any list in these next minute or two. I'm just going to share a couple of mine. The one I ended on, but actually I feel most passionately about, I think, is I don't want a 5 p.m. hard dead time or hard end time. Like 5 p.m. is such an awkward time to get up. Like I got stuff to do. I need some flex. I need to, like, I'll work earlier, but can I leave earlier? I just can't have that. And I don't want to be micromanaged. I know some like big companies are like tracking your mouse movements, and like I don't want to be micromanaged like that. And I also just don't want a boss checking in all day every day unless I fail enough to deserve that. But until I do, like, let me cook. Open it up to y'all. What do you guys not want? Telemarketing. Oh, yeah. Oh,
I put corporate. Like I don't want to do that. And I also put I don't want to play Barbie because that's what my mom used to call when you have to get all fancy and prettied up and makeup. Like, have you ever seen makeup? I don't really do it. Lipstick sometimes, but like really, I don't care about all that. I'd rather just do my job. So, and then I don't want a long commute because nobody wants to sit in a car all day. It's not fun. Or crazy hours where they think it's great if you're pulling 60-hour weeks or more. A low salary, obviously, because what's the point? You can't survive on it. And cubicles. We have cubicles and stuff in the Pierce building in the dungeon, which I call the dungeon the morgue today, and I stand by that comment because it's just dark and just not pleasant and cubicles and stuff everywhere. So I just don't want to. I don't want to live in that. And along with micromanaging, I put terrible boss, but I did have a micromanager before, and it's the worst.
well said. I gotta say, I did work in Pierce County as an educator, and I was down in the morgue, and you were correct. It is 4 o'clock. I'm gonna stay on, and I would love to chat with you guys more, but honoring time if you got other commitments. Thank y'all so much for being here. You guys were wonderful. Hopefully you found this helpful, or at least like a moment to reflect and like connect. But please, I'll continue recording as well. If you gotta go, you gotta go. Thank you so much. If not, stay and you can finish up and share a little bit about this, about the whole list, about the whole reflective activity, etc. But I just wanted to pause and let people go if they gotta go. Who else would like to share?
I actually said to not be on call 24/7. I was in a prior job and it was awful. You know, you're on vacation and people are still calling. It's 2:30 in the morning and your phone rings. Yeah, don't want to do that ever again.
Well said. I actually also had on call in my last job. I was only on call like once or twice a month, and I still absolutely for like 6 hours. And I'm like, this is the worst I've ever felt in my entire life. I hate this. So this is so stressful. I'm like, what's gonna happen? And am I able to fix it in that moment? I need time to think and process. And so,
Yeah,
Jennifer, 100% correct.
15 years I did that. And I only asked for 1 month off, and they're like, oh, you need to take it back because nobody else likes it.
Of course no one likes that.
Yeah,
You
of
me, like,
course,
triple
yeah.
for that? Like, come on. Y'all are very welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed this in the chat. Very, very happy you guys enjoyed it. Overall, what do you guys think of this style like workshop? Was this helpful? Was this just like a fun kind of like once in a while thing? Something you'd like to see more of, or just like well, I guess we're not moving forward anymore. Yeah, thoughts.
More acknowledgement on our feelings and more fun things that's not so serious.
Yeah, right. Everything's very
I really liked it too because I feel like it kind of, like you said with other workshops, they're wonderful, very useful, but they're very practical and more, I would say, like in line with like being like professional. But this like I think helps encapsulate like your holistic self when you're going into looking for a job, right? It's not just always like following um like passion work or like what you're good at, but like things that are like truly going to make you happy and help you live the life you want to live.
Yay. I'm glad to steal Acacia's word. It's a little woo woo. And some people like woo woo. And so I love woo woo. So I'm glad. So, yeah, thank you. I'm glad that came across.
Oh
That's
no,
wonderful.
woo and crunchy granola.
Crunchy. Oh, that's very something I've heard other states call Washingtonians for. Like, y'all so crunchy. And I'm like, yes. Correct. Well, wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and pause recording. Again, I'm here to stay on afterwards.